So without further ado, let's head to the Allen Park facility, the headquarters for the Detroit Lions, and bring in one of the big free agent signings this offseason. Wearing number 1, Cam Sutton. Cam, how you doing, my friend? Welcome to Detroit.
What's up, man?
Hey, Cam,
how y'all doing?
what's going on, Cam? We appreciate your time.
Appreciate y'all having me on.
For sure. Before we dive into your career as a DB and what you're going to do for the Detroit Lions, I understand in February you welcome an addition to the family. Talk about being a father twice over. Baby girl, talk about it, Cam.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. That's the true blessing. You know, my babies are everything. So I have my 2 girls and I have my son as well. I have my son in February, and you know, just the overall enjoyment of the life. Just everything they bring each and every day is that's the true unconditional, the unconditional love, that unconditional feeling, that it keeps you motivated, keeps you drive, it keeps you going, and the babies are special, man. Babies are special, man. They're my babies.
Yeah, they are, man. My sister had a baby in July, so Uncle Braylon, so I definitely understand. And I'm a February baby too, man. So shout out to all the February babies.
I am as well.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, me too, man.
February 21.
Hey, don't forget me.
The February birthday club. I'm January. I'm January 30th. Can I get February?
Yes,
No.
Almost doesn't count.
Hey, Cam. Right, I'll slide it. Cam, talk about this sort of recruitment to Detroit. You were going to get your money anywhere, but can you talk about the recruitment to Detroit and ultimately landing here this offseason?
Yeah, you know, first and foremost, I didn't want it to be a long process for me. You know, over the years, I guess you could say this is kind of my second stint going through free agency. But even the first time around, I signed before free agency. So, you know what I mean? So, didn't necessarily experience the whole, open market or seeing what was going on with teams, and just my overall personality, what I wanted for myself, going into the situation. Obviously, everybody has the perception they want to be with the same team or play at the same organization for their duration. But as you go through business, you go through your work and your craft, you see those opportunities, open up new things or. That's just the nature of the business. And, this is a great opportunity for me. Kind of on a small scale, 2 teams, when I'm speaking of coming out of Pittsburgh to Detroit, kind of in the same sense, you know what I mean? Teams that are on the younger end or coming into a younger end or kind of a younger scene and, finding ways to win, putting together great years. And just all you can do is what you can, your part, in this. And I'm not coming here to be, to dictate or be nothing a part of, the offense or nothing else out of my variable, and my job is to obviously get us off the field, So that was the big approach here, not having a big market, or not wanting to have a big market as far as waiting around for teams to see what's going on. Because at the end of the day, it's just about me being comfortable, having comfortability for myself and my family, and then obviously getting to that ball. And I'm gonna make anywhere home. I'm gonna adapt to any situation. I'm gonna adapt to whatever's going on around me. So that all those big things weren't big escapes for me. But it just made sense, from my family, from football, the team, and just from overall spectrum of talking about Detroit, a team that was top 5 in offense, and we did saying some things, the defense that kind of up and down the season or just up a duration of the season. You have your ebb and flows, or you have your highs and you have your lows. And I look at the same situation, whereas the defense. Excuse me.
No, you good, brother. It's your show, man. Rock and roll, baby.
Yeah. But it's that I don't want to say it not in a selfish way, but it's all about the defense, man. It's all about getting to that ball and you know what I mean, creating opportunities for the offense. We know what our offense can do. We know how they control the games and going to put their best foot forward to put us in best positions to win games. And I mean, all you gotta tell me is that all I gotta do is do my job to get us off the field. That's what I do anyways. So that's not nothing out of the norm. And then just all the business aspect, everything else fell in line. And like I said, I'm here to play football. I'm here to to make an impact on the community and the people around me, and then obviously in this organization, from a older role or whatever you want to, you know what I mean? It's just all for us to keep coming together, man, and and really trying to do special things here.
Hey, Cam, don't worry. As long as you're getting the ball back to Jared Goff in that offense, I don't think they mind if you say it's all about the defense.
Yeah,
hey,
man.
Talk about this. You know, you played with a guy, actually was drafted with a guy in T.J. Watt, Big Ten guy, had a tremendous career thus far. But the Detroit Lions, now who you're a part of, they got a guy that they can believe can be just as special. Talk about Aiden Hutchinson and what it's going to be like playing with him after playing with T.J. Watt out there in Pittsburgh. Tremendous player in T.J.
Yeah, most definitely. Shouts out to T.J. too, man. You know, same draft class, came in together. And you know, just that same grit, that same, you know, that hunger that I see in him each and every day. How he approached the day, how he approaches work. Obviously, what he's continued to do on the field throughout the duration of the years, and being consistent. You know, playing at a high level and being consistent at a high level each and every year, and you know, really making a statement, not necessarily just in the organization, but around the league. You know, and that speaks bigger than just football. And I see the same kind of intangibles in Aiden. You know, the way he approaches the day, attacks the day. Just his demeanor, you know, he has all the, you know, from stature to size to build, you know, he checks all the boxes. He checks all the boxes with that. And, you know, just his style of play, you know, a guy who's tenacious, a guy who's physical, you know, a guy who flies around and doesn't have a stop button, you know, that's that relentless pursuit, you know, that obviously makes my job a little bit easier.
Heck yeah.
makes my job easier. You know, you got guys like that getting after the ball up front, and you know, love what they do. You know, we're tied to a string. We're hand in hand. So, you know, I do my job, he does his job, and the rest will be history.
Talking to Cam Sutton, Lions big time free agent signing here, wearing number 1 for the Detroit Lions this year. Cam, what was your first conversation like with Dan Campbell? Can you describe it? Do you remember anything about it?
Yeah, man. It was high energy. You know, it was a little emotional because even then, you know, it was more fresh coming out of free agency and getting around the guys, getting around the coaches and everybody. And you know, we just share that same love really for life. You know, it's not just about football. You know, he's the same person, not just in the building, but out of the building as well, and that's very affectionate, very you know, affectionate for the players and the people that are in his circle around him, and I think that's a big reason why, you know, that high energy is not a facade. You know, that's not something that is put on or something that he just kind of turns on when he comes through the doors of the building. You know, that's his nature. You know, so it's easy to gravitate to that. You know, we just shared our, you know, our history, our little bit of, you know, kind of how we're connected. You know, his time in the league, obviously my time in the league, and then just how we can, you know, take the next step here. You know, how can we come together and just see what's best fit. You know, where do I assert myself at, and how do I, you know, stay behind the scene but still, you know, gel with everybody. You know, it's not for me to come in and try to overpower my voice and you know, just try to come in and lead and take over a situation. You know, I watch these guys, study these guys, and you know, that's the beauty in it. You know, you show up and you create that continuity with each other, and you know, it really takes it a long ways. You know, we spend a lot of time in and out of the building. You know, we've spent a lot of time so far, man. It's been cool. We have a great number of the guys here. You know, so that tells a lot. You know, everybody's, you know, all in for what we want to do for the year. You know, all in on just getting better, the craft and overall, and position to position. You know, guys are competing each and every day, hungry. You know, for not just for themselves, but for the guy next to them, and be ready to play some Detroit Lions football, baby.
Cam, speaking of the guy next to him, speaking of that long-time bond, speaking of being there together, trying to figure out what's the key, talk about being reunited with your boy Emmanuel Mosley. Talk about what that's going to be. Yeah, and now you draft Hendon Hooker. This is about to be the Tennessee Volunteers up there. Talk about how special it is to be reunited.
Jeremy here too. Got
Jeremy is here.
Back too. Yeah. So, great guys, man. You know, obviously it starts with the people. Yeah. You know, with anything you do, that's not just the business that we're in. That's not just what we do. The full connection, the full of the growth or the development is the people, the type of people that you have into what you're doing, and you know, you have again, people who are asserting themselves, people who are hungry, people who are, you know, wanting more for themselves, and that's just the full attraction. You know, I'm not here to just, you know, show up and work my couple hours and leave and, you know, just go on about my day, and you know, not be affectious to or not just have gotten better at anything for the day. You know, that's not how I operate. And then obviously with the guys around you, you got them leading and pushing you. You want them pushing you in the right direction as well. And it's been good. It's been good to us. Me and E back in the day, played a lot of ball, together in college. Seeing his evolution of growing from, he was a quarterback. He played defense, obviously athlete, playing both sides of the ball, coming out of high school. All-star quarterback coming out of high school out of Dudley, and seeing his transition to the defensive side. He was smaller in size. I think he probably came in like 150, 160. So just the evolution of his game, evolution of his growth. From a person, from life. It's awesome to see, and then everything just rewards itself full circle. So just being able to be blessed in this situation to play with those guys again, at different times in our lives, and coming around at different times, it's gonna be nice.
Hey, Cam, Tom Mazaway, I wanted to say welcome to town. Thanks for joining us. I wanted to talk about the team that you left, the Pittsburgh Steelers, a historic NFL franchise, and a great coach in Mike Tomlin. And now come here to Detroit, and obviously the Lions haven't had the same success the Steelers have had, but things are really turning for the better here. And I just wanted to get your take on what you took out of Mike Tomlin's way of teaching you to now you're going to talk with Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes.
Yeah.
Just your thoughts.
Man, it's first of all, it's great. Nice to meet you as well. Nice to talk to you. Appreciate the opportunity. My team was everything, man. It's hard to kind of not even like put in a box or just of a checklist of everything that he of detailing out as a man or just as a human on a day-to-day basis, because like I said, it's the effect is bigger than just football. It's bigger than just the X's and O's. You know what I mean? And the way he was able to gravitate around people, get to guys, not just get to one side of the ball or one position group. The way he was able to teach the game and understanding the fundamentals or the schematics of a game. He's a true historian. His knowledge goes back. It's endless. It's endless, and just his overall dedication to his craft, man. I mean, he's I like to pride myself on and that's just not just showing up, being early in the building and late, but he's spending time, spending nights and days and weeks in that building, and just overall sacrifice from a family man to so many different things just in life that you don't really see, and you don't get to see all the time, or you don't necessarily know are going on behind closed doors outside of just the final product of what you see on game day. And you kind of have a skewed kind of view on that, you know what I mean? But he's the same each and every day, and that's that's just his, like I said, the approach, his consistency of there is no off days, there is no down days, and then there's obviously you never be too high, on a day as well. And just that ebb and flow of just watching how he moved, watching how he carried himself each and every day through the building and out of the building. It was special to see. It was really special to see, and that obviously it definitely molded me in a lot of ways of just carrying myself in the right way. Know how to move around rooms and people, all those different factors that just kind of help you progress in life.
Absolutely. I know it had to probably be hard for you to leave Pittsburgh, but to come here to Detroit, another blue-collar town. Who'd you speak to before you signed here in Detroit? What made you come here besides the money?
So down in Tampa, I'm down in Tampa with a lot of the guys actually down there. I'm down there with Alex Alzone down there.
Yeah.
Down with Derek Barnes. I'm down with Jay Houston. We got if Mel's down there.
Wow.
So just to kind of we got a good collective of groups, or a good collective guys that I had already been training with, kind of in and out of the years, over the years. So I know their work. You know what I mean? I know the guys that are obviously about their craft and obviously about their business. So we already had a great relationship kind of coming into this thing. I wasn't coming to this necessarily blind or not knowing anyone, and which that doesn't take away from new situations and things sometimes, but it definitely gave a sense of ease, already knowing a lot of the guys, being able to kind of get little insights on the scheme and how certain things are moving around the building, around the city, before we even getting here, going into OTAs this year. And it's been smooth sailing. The group is great. They've embraced me since day one. since the first day I stepped in the door. All these guys have made this real comfortable. A nice home for me. And we've been just continue to build on it each and every day. I love our energy and how we attack each and every day throughout the OTA phase right now. And then again, of just having that full capacity group of the guys, showing the dedication of being here, working together. Just seeing the game, all as one, and helping each other, being tied to a string out there on the field. That's that true brotherhood, and it's never necessarily of too early or too late. It could be a too late type of thing, but it's never too early of starting those things and kind of trying to build those things, because you never know what type of phase or when those things will really overheat, into a season. You look into where we were as a team last year, where the team was at as of last year, and obviously it didn't start as hot, as a team, and then obviously in Pittsburgh the same way, But again, those same things that help prolong a season, the attrition of a season, whether that's injuries, whether that's whatever it is, you still always come back to what keeps you collective as a group, and that's that brotherhood, that's the love for each other, that's that wanting to compete and not let the person again down to you, down to your left and to your right. So that's gonna be special for us.
Yeah, 100%. Cam, look, you said you didn't come into the situation blind, so what the Detroit Lions has been for the fan base. What it's been throughout the years. All that. We won't have to talk about that. You guys are in a very good spot right now. What does Cam Sutton bring it to this Detroit Lions team in 2023 for the fans to see? They're listening.
I'm just bringing myself. I'm not bringing nothing short of who I am each and every day. A true true gritty person. True. True. It's just true, genuine, man. It's just who I am, not just again under the helmet. Obviously everyone sees that what we do out there on the field, but I'm always about building within the people and who give us the same amount of love and respect and support, just for what we do. And you can never look past that. You never look past the opportunities and the opportunities that we have each and every day. And someone's gonna come out here and compete. Someone's not gonna never take a day off or play off. Someone who's going to lead and going to just do his job, man. At the end of the day, it's about doing your job, man. And I'm going to do that, until
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm just ready to play, man.
It's go time.
Just to put all the talk and all this other stuff to rest. I'm not worried about all this he say and all that stuff, man, because we know what we can do. I know what I can do, and it's just about being consistent. It's about really taking that next step, really putting our foot on the necks of anybody who steps in front of us, man, and really, it's not a shock. Everybody wants to say it's a shock, or these things are going to be a shock, or this is something new, and the team has never done this or that before. Man, that every year is a new life in its own, and I'm not worried about what we did in the past. I'm not even worried about what we did last week. We growing on getting better in the growth of each and every day in its own. And how can we maximize that craft? How can we get better and not take a step backwards? So as long as we progressing and going in the right direction, overall that's going to be beneficial for us. And then just keep asserting myself, man, just how it's needed.
Yeah.
That comes in so many different forms of fashions. Getting around the guys in certain different ways, certain manners. Just being that teacher, that outlet. And again, this is not just about football. This is about the overall growth of human. Overall growth of men. So that's how you really connect and build with men. And it just put us in the right direction. So. Just again, you guys are not gonna get nothing short of just me, very high energy, very high spirited, and just gonna be just that even keel guy that's just really ready here to put the city, not just the team, but the city, on the map. So
hey Cam,
we already are.
Yeah. Hey Cam, I can't thank you enough for all this time you've spent with us. I would be remiss if I did not ask you about wearing the number 1. Braylon wore 1 in college. I feel like it's an attitude and not a number.
We could wear one. We could wear one in NFL at the time.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, like you said, it's definitely attitude. You know, obviously, you know, the number doesn't make you. You make the number, but you bring that full attitude out. You know, just it's a demeanor. Again, you don't have that expectation on you just because of the number or what it is. I mean, you can put that same expectation on the number 50 and number 99. You know, the expectation is you doing your job, doing what you're brought here to do, and doing that to your best ability. You know, and beyond. So, you know, like I said, I'm ready to do all of that. Like I said, just the appreciation, the love, and the respect, obviously, that, you know, the team has necessarily have shown me or you know, given to me. It's an honor to do those things. You know what I mean? It's an honor and a privilege to wear number one. You know, first and foremost. But again, you know, I have to bring that full attitude each and every day. You know, that's just not just, hey, we give you this jersey just because it's cool, and you know what I mean. You know, it looks good on you, whatever.
I wish they felt like that in Ann Arbor. Jesus Christ.
Right,
My God.
Yeah, you know, just get it because you're cool, and you know, the jersey, it's the biggest jersey, so it fits the biggest guy, or whatever. It ain't none of that.
99.
Like I put work into everything I do, man. Like nobody can never shortchange or my work ethic or whatever I do. You know what I mean? And you know, just all those things are just kind of continuous. I guess you say continuous blessings, man. You know, those just the benefits that are, you know, reaped within your continuous work, and just being yourself, man. Like I said, this ain't nothing new to me. Like I said, it wouldn't have mattered what number I had, as long as I can be able to step between them white lines and healthy and all that. Like, it's a go. You know what I mean? It's a no-brainer. So, you know, that's just my overall approach with it. But it's definitely true respect and an honor for me, though.
Hey, Cam, again, thanks so much for doing this with us. Yeah. We so can't thank you enough. Lots of respect for you, and hope to talk to you again down the road. A lot of people in Detroit very excited that you chose the city of Detroit to spend the next part of your career in, and hopefully many more years after that.
For sure. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a guy to be trying to move around and on the move every couple of years.
Except for when the ball's in the air.
Yeah. Like I said, I need to be having opposing teams be shopping around and have them looking around.
There you go.
Where their next move is going to be. But you know, just all continued serious though. You know what I mean? Like I said, I really embrace and appreciate this opportunity, the city, the team. And like I said, that's all you don't need much to have the energy wanting to play, you know, necessarily wanting to play for organization, and just the like I said, the overall opportunity in itself. You know, you can never take that away from being able to do, you know, what we're blessed to do. You know, everybody's not able to do this. Everybody's not able to do this at the highest level, or just for a longer stint of time, or however you want to look at it. You know, so like I said, it's going to be special. We're really excited about it. You know, we feel it. You know, the energy is very infectious, and you know, that's definitely driving us. It's definitely driving us.
All right, Cam Sutton, thanks so much for that. Want to thank the Lions for helping facilitate 100%. That interview as well. Cam Sutton, we'll be watching, my friend. Great stuff. Thanks so much. Best of luck. You got it. You got it. Absolutely.
You know, might as well bring my guest in after I give him his proper due. Two-time All-American at the University of North Carolina. He is also one of the greatest DBs of all time in college history. He was drafted in '99, where he ended up playing for the greatest show on turf, where he won a Super Bowl with the St. Louis Rams. Two-time Pro Bowler with the Detroit Lions, where he came in 2003 when I was at Michigan. We'll get into that. One of my really good big brother friends back in the day would take care of me. And now he goes back to coach at University of North Carolina under Mack Brown, where it all started for him. And now, ladies and gentlemen, he is a Detroit Lion. Coaching the DB is the position right now that we are most excited about. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Dre Bly.
Yeah, Dre.
Yes, sir. Dre Bly. Coach Bly.
Coach, excuse me.
Coach Bly.
It's Coach Bly. Coach Bly. What's the word, brother?
What's up, dude? How you doing, man?
I can't complain. I'm doing well, man. Good to talk to you. Good to talk about these Lions, man. I'm excited.
Hey, Dre, how did this happen? How did this happen? Talk to me about how this happened. I mean, when it was revealed that you were coming back to Detroit to be a coach, the city of Detroit really got excited about this. And just from your perspective, how did it all go down?
Aaron Glenn was a guy that I kind of shadowed when I started to get into this coaching. I had a chance to do a minority internship with the New Orleans Saints. Ronald Curry is one of my good friends, who's now the quarterback coach with the Saints. He helped me get into the Saints and had a chance. I was transitioning out of football and was trying to figure out what was next. And I had got very involved in Charlotte and realized I had a passion in coaching. And so one of my mentors, Fred Winfield, who's the COO of the Charlotte Hornets, told me I need to go try this coaching out. And so I wanted to first try a couple of NFL camps to see if I could handle the time and if it was something that I would, be interested in doing. And so I went to New Orleans, had a chance to shadow AG and loved it and learned a lot from him. Had a chance to be with Dan when I was down there. And just started building relationships, man. And ever since I left New Orleans Saints, I think it might have been 2017, we stayed in touch. I followed those guys. And the biggest thing I say with coaching is keeping relationships open, staying in touch with guys. And that's what we were able to do. And when the opportunity presented itself, I jumped on it.
Dre, Detroit Lions, we were here in 2003 to 2006. We know the state of the Detroit Lions. Then 2 years ago, or a year ago, the Detroit Lions are 3-13-1. This year, they're coming off a season where they're 9-8. So much momentum. They're doing things the right way. Talk about where Detroit was when you were here versus where it looks like now when you come back.
Well, it's completely different than what it looked like when I was here. We were,
you did your thing.
But it's a team game, right?
Yeah.
And we just didn't get the results that we wanted. I thought we had some years of having top picks and was able to get some of the best college players that was available, and it just didn't materialize the way everybody wanted it to, and so therefore we didn't have the best years. And then to look at what they're doing now. What Dan has been able to do, what Brad Holmes been able to bring in. They have a plethora of young talent. And most importantly, they have a great leader in Dan. And, he's been able to lead a group of guys and get guys to buy in for his method and what he believe in. And that's why you've been able to see the results that they've gotten. And so just me being excited to come back, I wanted it so badly for Detroit when I played. I was very involved and ingrained into the community of Detroit. And so when the opportunity presented itself to come back, man, I was so excited because I wasn't able to provide something that I wanted to provide when I played in Detroit. So having a chance to come back on the other side and to see the way that they're trending, I want to be a part of that, man. And having a chance to be Dan's teammate when I played here. And, Ray Agnew, who's the assistant GM, we were teammates. Brad Holmes he went to North Carolina A&T, so there's a lot of like-minded guys, I think, on the staff, which I'm excited to be a part of, and I'm ready to get going.
It's funny, you talk about guys you play with. I look at that staff. Steve Hyden was the tight end when I played for the Cleveland Browns. Hank Fraley was a center. He came over from Philly from the Cleveland Browns. Antoine Randall played against him. Yourself, big brother of mine. So a lot of connection. You talk about players buying into Dan Campbell. Well, the players right now that we're most excited about, it's got to be the defensive backs that we bought in. They're going to be under your tutelage. Talk about that room. Those guys have already bought in, and they ain't put a helmet on yet, Dre.
Well, I think for the most part, the one thing with, Aaron and I talked about when we got here, even with Dan, we wanted guys that can impact the game the way that DBs should, and that's getting the balls in their hands, making plays. And so the first thing we wanted to look for were guys that who have high ball production. And, some of the guys that we were able to bring on have been highly productive with making plays. And so we're excited as an organization, as a team to – for the new pieces that we've added. We're excited for the guys that we have returning, and look forward to the draft to try to continue to improve this team so we can give ourselves a chance to compete in this North and do great things.
Talking to Lions defensive backs coach Dre Bly, one of the greatest defensive players ever to wear the uniform in Detroit, two-time Pro Bowler, back here coaching those DBs. I wanted to ask you about the biggest challenge you think you face now going from the college game coaching at North Carolina to coaching the professional game. What do you think that jump will be like? What is your biggest challenge as you see it right now?
I would say my biggest jump is not utilizing my phone, right? Recruiting. I'll probably say the biggest adjustment would be not recruiting, right? Knowing that we have a front office who picks players, who do all the scouting, do all the evaluating. We still evaluate guys, but that's the biggest adjustment. It's still football. And the best part about, I say, the NFL is, I think, it's more teaching, right? It's all ball, which I'm excited to be a part of. I love ball, man. I can teach. I can get out there on the grass. I can demonstrate. I'm still in great shape. So there won't be no big adjustment, man. The biggest thing I say, what Dan, was looking for, he wanted a guy that can come in, lead a group of guys, a guy that can teach those guys how to be pros, a guy that is a guy that's confident. I'm confident in my abilities. I was confident in my abilities as a player, and I'm confident in my abilities as a coach. So I'm ready to get going. I'm ready to get working with Aaron and the other DB coach, Brian Duker, and to help provide something that you guys haven't seen in the secondary around here in a long time. And that's guys that can make plays and be highly productive.
Oh, man, we cannot wait. Hey, Dre, Tom Mazaway, thanks for coming on with us. We appreciate it. I just want to, on a side note, before I give you my question, I was the PA announcer when you were playing, and I gave you were always the last guy I announced, and I gave you the Michael Jordan treatment. I gave you Dre Bly, number 32 from North Carolina. Number 32, that was me.
There we
I
go.
I want you to know that.
There we go.
I remember the voice, but that's the thing about Detroit, and that's why I'm so excited to be back. I tell people all the time, if we were able to give Detroit a winner, it would have been beautiful, man, because the support system is amazing. It's a football state. It's amazing fans. So I'm excited to be back, man. I appreciate everything, man. I look forward to this upcoming season.
Hey, Dre, I wanted to ask you about, have you been following the Lions all these years? And you just said it. We're long-suffering fans here. You played for a Super Bowl champion. I mean, our fans, we haven't had a playoff win since 1991. I mean, you know what the scoop is. Have you been following this team, and where do you think they're going from here?
Well, I haven't, because I've been in college, so it's kind of hard to really watch NFL games on Sunday, because mostly what we do on Sundays was evaluating tape and evaluating the game from Saturday. So I would catch Sunday night football and catch Monday night, and if the Lions played on Sunday night and Monday night, I was able to watch the game. But I just know I know they didn't start well last year, but they finished tremendously well, finishing 8-2. And I tell people all the time, man, it's typically not how you start, it's how you finish. Going into December, and November, December will give you a shot to be playing in the postseason. And so I do know the year I won the Super Bowl in '99. The year before that, we were 3-13. People don't understand that it's the best led teams is what win games. And I had the chance to play for a phenomenal coach just for 1 year in Dick Vermeil. And the one thing I would say about Dickie V was he was a great leader. He had everybody brought in, our locker room, the bond, the brotherhood that we had was tremendous, but it all trickled down from up top. And so it's the best led teams to me that win football games. And so I think that's something that we have here in Detroit. I talked about the staff that Dan was able to put together. It's different, man. I don't think there's another staff, or at least not many like us in the NFL, man. We have a lot of like-minded guys. I think guys is very secure in their abilities and who they are. A lot of guys I got a lot in common with. And so I'm excited, man. And so I'm excited to be a part of it. I look forward, getting with those guys. Even Coach John Fox, man. Coach John Fox was added to our staff, man. And, I mean, he has a plethora of experience and stories. And, he's coached a lot of great guys. And so I'm excited to have a chance to work with him. And so I know that at the end of the day, what win championships, what lead guys to championships are great leaders. And I would say that this staff I'm confident in saying that this staff has some outstanding leaders. And I'm excited to be a part of that group of men.
That is awesome.
Hey, Dre, I wanted to ask you about I wanted to ask you about a guy you're going to be coaching and a guy that gets a lot of attention around here, and that's Jeff Okudah, former number 3 overall pick. He's a guy that had some injury problems early. He did show flashes of really good football last year. Didn't finish up the year as well as he would like. When you put the tape on and you watch Jeff Okudah, what is your early impression of that young man, and how much can he grow?
Well, Jeff, he's a guy that loves ball. Obviously he was a top pick. I haven't met him, don't really know much about him. We talked when I got hired and had a couple of conversations, so I don't really haven't laid eyes on him in person. But just like you said, he was a guy that did some good things this past year. I would say for the most part is, being available, right? Fighting past the injury bug and being out there. But he's a guy that, a lot of people are excited about. He was obviously a top pick, came from Ohio State, and I'm sure Braylon probably don't like that. But
not at all, brother. Not at all.
But, I know we had a talented team prior to the signings that we had, and I'm interested to see, get going in the next couple of weeks or so after the draft.
You talk about leadership, Dre. It's so great when the coaches and all the coaches are great leaders. But how important is it for a player to step up and really lead this team? And how difficult is that when the team is so young? What sets that apart? Can a young guy be a leader in the NFL?
Yeah, 100%. You would like for it to be an older guy, but Torrey Holt as a young player was a leader. He was a guy that led by example. He might not have been the most vocal early on, but by his work ethic, right? He was able to lead by his work ethic. I led in a sense. I wasn't the vocal leader. I was a guy, I was very confident in my abilities. I competed, right?
Yeah,
and so I led by how I competed every day. And so it's different types of leaders. I think for the most part, each player identify what type of leader that you are. And leading that way. I think that's important, right? And so each player, is different ways you can lead. And there's no rule to say you can't have 53 leaders, right? It's just like as a player, Braylon, I tell the players this. Whatever you are as a player, you make sure you major in that, right? You make sure you do that better than anything else. So when I'm evaluating tape, I'm able to know that that's what you represent. That's who you are as a player. And so, and the same thing with leadership, 100%. Right? Whoever you are as a leader, make sure that's how you lead. And so, but I just think, again, when it starts at the top from Dan, it can easily trickle down. And so, and I think that's why they finished the way you finished last year, right? They were in every game because of the message that was carried down from the boss man, right? So I'm excited to meet the guys. I'm excited for the way we're trending. I've seen it done, right? Within the snap of a finger, you can go from being the bottom of the barrel to the cream of the crop. And I lost the Super Bowl, Braylon, in 2001 to the New England Patriots, right? And we were the greatest show. We were the greatest show on turf, right? We had won in '99. Nobody and their mama thought that the Patriots would beat us in New Orleans in 2001, the year of 9/11. And those guys believed. Those guys bought in. They were the well-coached team on that day. They probably had the best chemistry on that day. They competed harder than what we competed, and they were able to win because they believed. And so it's not the most talented team to me that wins. It's the team that's the best coach, the team that believes the most. And if you have an outstanding leader, those things can get done. And the other thing, I'm going to leave you with this. It's important to set goals. And I think for the most part, our number one goal is, you want to try to win the division, right? And if you can win the division, anything else after that is possible.
100%.
Awesome.
I love you, brother, man. I tell people this all the time, man. You talk about my favorite era in college football. It definitely was that era that you guys played in. I look at the DBs back then, like that's my favorite era, defensive backs. Talking about you, talking about Chuck, talking about Champ, talking about Smoot. We was talking about Fred Smoot the other day. I don't know how his name came up on the show. Basically, here's a funny picture for you, and we're going to let you get out of here. Fletch, put the picture up. I don't know what I was doing on this play, but I know it was a flag, man. I don't know why it wasn't called.
Hold it. Look, pushing off. That's what you do. That is what you did, Brady. Push off.
Hey, it's so funny because I went to find the picture. And I was like, dang, that was absolutely holding, man. But I usually don't hold, but I don't know. Man. I was trying to make a play on my big brother, man.
But like I say, like that's who you were as a player, right? You like contact. You embrace physical altercations out there on the field, right? And so every game, Bray, you was gonna push off, you was gonna be physical, be aggressive.
Whoa! Don't diminish me as a player. Don't be telling all my tricks and my trade, man. Jeez Louise.
And Dre, we cannot thank you enough for your time doing this with us. We love having you. We'd love to talk to you again.
Man, we appreciate that.
Hey, before we let you go, have you seen the draft board and who are you taking?
What? Listen.
Interview over.
Listen, right, I just got hired. You trying to get me fired?
Thanks, Dre. We appreciate it, my friend. Thanks so much. It's a great Dre Bly. It's a great Dre Bly. One of the great Lions of all time. Absolutely. And now he is back. We got to take a break. We'll come back.